Joining us now from Ottawa is Amira El-Gawabi. She is a human rights coordinator for the National Council of Canadian Muslims.
And Ihsan Gardi is our guest panelist tonight. He's the executive director of the National Council of Canadian Muslims.
The practice of wearing a niqab is, quote, rooted in a culture that's anti-women.
What I actually think is anti-women is for the state or anyone at all to be telling women what they can or cannot wear.
It's counterproductive. So you have people working on the front lines at mosques across this country, speaking out against violent extremism and terrorism, and then you have our Prime Minister coming out and making these kinds of comments, which casts a pall of suspicion over an entire community.
Do you believe that this anti-terror legislation is balanced?
You know, what is this really about? Is this truly about addressing the causes and the issues that we need to be addressing as a country, or is this about pandering to a political base?
You know, this can't be a half-hearted battle against terrorism. Where do you stand in light of these allegations?
The NCCM is not going to submit to a litmus test of loyalty used against Canadian Muslims and their institutions. We are here today to answer questions about Bill C-51 and the real concerns of Canadians, including Canadian Muslims.
One of the key points to remember is that, you know, it's important certainly to have a look at the law enforcement aspect side of national security, but as well, there has to be a focus on the prevention of radicalization towards extremist violence, something that that in our view has been sorely lacking, and something that the communities across this country are working on the front lines every day to try and bring forward strategies to effectively combat this issue, which really affects all of us.
Conservative senators on the committee are recommending that the government look at certifying imams, something that critics say unfairly targets the Muslim faith.
Hi, Ihsan. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me on, Lucy.
So before we talk about this specific recommendation, you've read the report. What's your overall impression of it?
My overall impression, Lucy, is this is a missed opportunity, and we have some serious concerns and reservations about this report, which really could have provided some guidance and real solutions, robust ones that are community-based, to addressing this issue of radicalization towards criminal violence, and that was missed.
This interactive online map is a new way to track and report anti-Muslim incidents. Like the vandalism to the window of this Ottawa mosque in October. It's all part of an awareness campaign from the National Council of Canadian Muslims.
At least we can get up-to-the-minute sort of picture as to what's happening across Canada. So we don't have to wait up to 2 years to get that data. We'll be finding it out as we go. The strongest message that we can give to anyone who would sympathize with this sort of ideology is that it's actually anti-Muslim itself. It has nothing to do with Islam, and the majority of scholars around the world have condemned Daesh, and they are completely abhorrent. And so there is no religion here that would ever condone what's being done. And I echo the sentiments of the professor that we have to speak loudly and clearly against this and stand against hate wherever it's coming from.
Okay, well, you both did that tonight. I appreciate you being here. Amira El-Gawabi and Noman Raboudi. Nice to meet you, and nice to see you again.